If you're a tennis fan, you've probably wondered what happens to the shirts players wear during matches. Do they just throw them away? Do they ever wash their clothes? Or do they get brand new outfit for every new match? In today's video, we're gonna answer all those questions and find out what actually happens to pros kits after their matches. Let's get it started. Before we get into it, we need to break this down into two parts. First, it's important to distinguish between what happens to players' shirts and apparel during the tournament, which means right after their matches. Then we will dive into what happens to these outfits after the tournament ends. Because as you probably know, players often show up at their next tournament with a brand new outfit, different style, just like everyone else sponsored by the same brand. Players usually enter a tournament with enough outfits provided by their sponsors to last the event, keeping in mind that they might change their clothes multiple times during a single match or even during practice sessions. This might bring up the following question: what actually happens to all those outfits after they already use them? While some may be handed out to fans during practices or after matches, the majority are sent for laundry. After all, players typically have a limited number of outfits with them. Whether their sponsor provides additional sets or not is a different discussion. But one thing is certain: players mainly rely on the tournament's laundry service to keep their gear fresh and ready for the next day. Laundry service is expected at events run by the professional tours, where players can take advantage of it. Although at many tournaments, these services are not free, but generally speaking, laundry services comes free of charge at the 4 Grand Slams. Just put your stuff in a bag and get it back washed and folded. Let's take the French Open for example. On the first day alone, with 256 players running the singles draws, about 4,500 pieces of clothing are sent to be washed. Socks, shirts, practice gears, dresses, shorts, underwear, more socks, clay-covered socks, everything. According to Magic Rambo, the company handling the laundry for the French Open, the start of the tournament feels like when a teenager comes home with a full bag of laundry. Each piece is labeled with the player's unique code, sorted into nets for like items: one for socks, one for shirts, one for shorts, and washed accordingly. Items are then returned to the players' lockers. Only tennis apparel is allowed to be sent to the laundry, but players occasionally mix in jeans or dresses, and the laundry staff let it slide. Coaches, trainers, and family members might also sneak in few times, even though the service is technically just for the players. For instance, Novak Djokovic once joked that while he doesn't want to be fined or punished by the tournament, he sometimes sneak in 2 bags of laundry instead of one. Workers at the laundry carefully open each bag and attach labels to every article of clothing. These labels, as previously said, carry each player's unique code written in special ink to ensure accuracy. However, mistakes, although rare, are inevitable. Items can occasionally get lost, damaged, or mistakenly placed into the wrong player's bag. These cleaned but misplaced items are typically returned to the players' lockers in the tournament's changing room. Even former world number one Maria Sharapova once said that she had to return a pair of underwear that wasn't hers. So nearly all players send their clothes to the laundry service, yet not every player might use it. Serena Williams, for example, once revealed that she brought a different outfit for every single match at the tournament, all the way to the final. She said that she wears them just once, like everything else. That's really interesting. At lower level events, especially on the challenging circuit, players often don't have access to a laundry service. For example, few years ago, Denis Kudla played a challenger event on the island of New Caledonia and had to do his laundry in the hotel bathtub because the hotel laundry cost $10 per shirt. So he had to handle it himself. Even at some professional tournaments, especially during the clay season, laundry services may not always get rid of the clay stains, so players had to come up with their own solutions. Greek player Maria Sakkari once said that, ironically, it's a lot easier to play on clay than to get her socks washed. Sometimes she spends up to 3 hours washing them with extra detergent and hot water. But still, nearly every player relies on the laundry service, and as the tournament goes on, the amount of laundry starts to decrease, especially as losing players pack up and leave, often after sending their laundry one last time. Okay, so the tournament ends and players often get a new outfit for their next tournament, as does everyone else sponsored by the same brand. But what happens to the remaining outfits? Serena Williams' black catsuit from the 2018 Roland Garros was put on display at an art museum in Paris. Coco Gauff's 2023 US Open kit now resides at the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport. But what about the rest of the pros playing apparel? What about the non-historical Nike dresses, the Adidas practice shorts, and the endless shoes players go through each year? Where does it all go? In general, tennis players usually keep their apparel and shoes, but sponsors often encourage them to donate or auction their used gear for charity or promotional purposes. However, the largest portion usually goes to charity and foundations. While the clothes might not be suitable for use at the tournaments anymore, they are still of good quality and can serve people in need. It's not like they're thrown away or burned. Doing so nowadays would go against morals and the sustainability efforts many brands follow. Jessica Pegula once mentioned that it's crazy how much stuff they get as players. She's even told Adidas several times that she wished there was a better way for players to donate. Jessica keeps her favorite practice gear, like some cool jacket for instance, but gives away all of her match outfits and most of her practice clothes to foundations. Emma Navarro also reported giving away 40 or 50 pairs of shoes to Souls for Souls, a non-for-profit foundation that serves school children, community organizations, and people experiencing homelessness in the US, Canada, and Europe. Belgian Elise Mertens sends boxes of her kits to Africa, but a lot of pro tennis kits end up closer to home, with friends, families, and bargain shoppers. Many players also keep some outfits for sentimental pieces, and a small portion of player outfits end up in auctions. Rafael Nadal's racket from the 2007 Roland Garros final sold for $118,000, and Roger Federer's signed match shirt from the 2018 Australian Open fetched $33,000. These auctions often support the players' foundations or other causes they believe in. So in short, during tournaments, most players send their outfits and apparel to laundry services, while lower ranked players might opt to wash themselves. But after tournaments, or when a new outfit is given to the player for the next tournament, most players find themselves with a surplus of used and unused clothing from sponsors. They may donate these items to charity, share them with friends, auction them, or keep some for personal collections. If you find this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what other topics you would like me to talk more about. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.